welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm really sorry for the long radio silence. I know it's been a couple of months since I've last uploaded, but life got in the way. It's been relatively busy here, and I didn't really, well, alongside it being really busy, I also didn't really have the motivation and energy to pick up the camera and film something. And there's a couple of reasons for that. I only finished my masters at the end of November, and then ever since then it's kind of been one thing after the next happening. So, for example, in December I went on a 2-week UK holiday, hanging out with some of my co-workers and friends, and then I went on a solo trip to York and Edinburgh. So that was a lot of fun, but I didn't really feel like picking up the camera during this trip because I really wanted to be in the moment and to be present. And I didn't really want to lug a camera around with me everywhere I go and film everything I'm doing. So yeah, that's that. Then obviously Christmas came around, my birthday came around, a lot of family get-togethers and gatherings in January. And at the same time I was kind of already starting to look for jobs and applying for jobs. Not successful so far, but that's also something I've been doing. And yeah, also mentally it's kind of been difficult, so I just haven't had the energy to really vlog. Yeah, I wasn't in the best headspace, I would say, but now I'm back. And I thought in this video I could talk about all the books that I've read in February. And if you don't know, in case you don't know, I am way more active on Instagram, where I have a cute bookstagram account. And one of the last posts I shared was the books I've read in February. So do check out my Instagram account if you're interested in bookish content. I'm posting a lot more of that kind of stuff on Instagram. So I'll leave a link down in the description. But yeah, the books I've read in February, 5 in total, so I'm quite happy with that number. I started with Boudicca's Daughter by Elodie Harper, a really good historical fiction standalone novel. I gave it 5 stars, it was amazing. And I'll show you the book in a second. They're right over there in my bookshelf. But that was the first one, Boudicca's Daughter. Then I kindly got sent an ARC, an advanced reader copy, from a publisher in Ireland, really exciting. But this one was a small town mystery, which I'll talk about more in a second as well. Then I've read a German book which I got gifted last year when I was at the book fair in Leipzig. Sadly didn't really enjoy that one, so I won't speak too much about it. Then finally Eragon. I've finally managed to reread the first book in the Inheritance Cycle series. I ordered some special editions last year from the Broken Binding, and they are gorgeous. I'll also show you those in a second. And then, last but not least, I've also read The Inn at the Foot of Mount Vengeance, which was a heartwarming cozy fantasy. But now, let me actually get the books so that I can show you what exactly I've read and what they look like. Hi, hello, I'm back with 4 of the books that I've read in February. These ones. I didn't bring the German one because, as I said, didn't really enjoy it, and all the books that I don't enjoy and that I probably won't keep, they are sort of banned from my room and they land downstairs. I put them downstairs in a separate bookshelf, and all the books that I loved and that I definitely want to keep and maybe even reread at some point, they have earned a space in my actual bookshelves. So yeah, if you have a similar strategy, let me know. But yeah, separate shelves for separate books, whether I enjoyed them or didn't enjoy them. But let's get into the books that I've read in February. Okay, let's get started with the first one. This is called, as I've already mentioned, Boudicca's Daughter. It was written by Elodie Harper and published in August 2025. And I was lucky enough to receive a limited proof copy. Really exciting. And I received this one because I took part in the Bloomsbury Big Night In last year, and it's sort of a collaboration between the Tana Collective and Bloomsbury Publishing. And each spring, well, I'm saying each spring, it's only taken place twice, may even take place this year as well, so stay tuned for that. I'll leave some details in the description. But yeah, that's basically the reason why I received a limited edition proof copy. Sadly, it's taken me this long to read it, which I'm kind of sad about because it's a really, really good novel, and I've already mentioned that I gave it 5 stars. But who is Boudicca? Let me read you what it says in the front of the book. Boudicca, infamous warrior, queen of the British, I'm probably mispronouncing it, but British Iceni tribe, and mastermind of one of history's greatest revolts. Her defeats spelled ruin for her people, yet still her name is enough to strike fear into Roman hearts. But what of the woman who grew up in her shadow? And that's the exciting part, because half of this book is about this warrior queen called Boudicca, and then the other half, approximately, is about her daughter. And in real history, in real life, we don't know anything about her daughter. We don't know her name, none of that. So she's kind of been eradicated from history. And I enjoy books that pick out women that haven't really been given any attention. It's like what it says here, real women, forgotten history, extraordinary stories, and I couldn't agree more. This is exactly what this book is going to give you. So would highly, highly recommend if you're looking for a standalone novel and a historical fiction novel. Really, really good. Add it to your TBR. Okay, let's focus on the second book that I've read in February. It's called All the Old Clocks by R.P. O'Donnell, and this is his debut novel. It will be published in April 2025, as you can see, so really, really soon. And it takes place in Kilgraven. So this novel actually is described as a Kilgraven mystery. And Kilgraven is a small Irish town, and the novel takes place in 1988. While a storm called Cordelia rages through the village of Kilgraven. So that's kind of the premise. And then the main character is Emma. She's a former police woman and is sort of recovering from a devastating love affair and the collapse of a promising career as a policewoman. She returns to Kilgraven, moves in with her dad, and takes a job as a librarian in Kilgraven. But then she witnesses a murder, and the local guards arrest the wrong man for the crime, and then she's forced to act and sort of, because she's been a policewoman, she sort of comes back to this job but is still a librarian at the same time. So I thought the premise was really, really good. And I also liked the supporting characters in this novel. There's a stubborn widow, a charming ex-boyfriend, and I just really liked to kind of immerse myself in this Irish small town and all of its unique characters. So I would recommend this one as well. And also, by the way, I will post reviews of both of these novels on my Instagram. So if you do want to read them, then, as I've said before, I will leave some links and other information where you can find me in the description. But let's focus on the third book, and I'm really excited. Eragon, book 1 of the Inheritance Cycle by Christopher Paolini. And just look at this gorgeous edition. There's a little dragon here. And then here at the front, I hope you can see it, but it looks amazing. And what's perhaps the most exciting aspect of this edition is that it is signed. Hold on. It is signed, which is really, really cool. So I am really proud to have this book in my possession. And well, you can't see it now, but behind me, there's the other 3 books in the series. All of them signed as well, all of the beautiful editions as well. So once I'm in the mood for another quite chunky book, then I will pick up the second book in this series. But yeah, one of the best purchases I've ever made. Because the first time that I've read them was when I was 13, 14-ish, and I read them in German and I borrowed them from the library, I think read them really, really fast in like 2 months or so, and I've kind of been thinking about them ever since, but I've never actually bought them myself. So now I'm really happy that I finally did. Let's talk about the fourth and, well, I should say the fifth and last book that I read in February, because there was the German one, which I didn't really enjoy. I mean, I can tell you the title of it. It's called, let's see, really bad remembering titles. It's called Wenn, Lächeln, and it takes place in Germany. It's about female friendship, about teenagehood, about these two girls kind of growing up and experiencing a bunch of stuff, but it didn't really speak to me, to be honest, so I'm not going to talk much more about this one. And then let's focus on the fifth and last book that I read in February. Beautiful, beautiful cover, beautiful, beautiful title. The Inn at the Foot of Mount Vengeance by Chiara Bollen. This one is also an advanced reader copy, as you can see. Hopefully, it's going to be published in July 2026, so there's still a few months to go. But it says, behind every hero, there's a historian. And this already really, really intrigued me. And that's really, really cool, it takes place in Scotland, in the Scottish Highlands. Gaelic plays a really big role, and that's something you can actually read up on here at the back, in the back of the book, because it says, hold on, where was it? I've got to try and find it. Yeah, the Kingdom of Saltcourt, that's kind of where it takes place, is rooted in Scottish culture, history, folklore, and language. And then the author talks a little bit about the language of the novel and how it's been inspired by Gaelic. I just find it really fascinating. I mean, I've studied English and American studies, so I'm also really interested in Scotland, in the Gaelic language. I've lived and studied abroad in Ireland, so all of that was really, really exciting to me. And I feel like I've said really, really exciting a bunch of times already. But yeah, amazing vibes. It was cozy fantasy. It was a little bit of found family. There was fantastic character development, because the main character, he kind of goes on a research quest and tries to find out what Mount Vengeance is actually like. And once he arrives at, because there's an inn at the foot of Mount Vengeance, and once he arrives there, he's kind of a really unpleasant character, because he's just sent there to write a thesis, essentially. So doing research, he's a young scholar, he's trying to be successful and make a name of himself, and he goes there and he's a really unpleasant character to the people who run and live at the inn. But then throughout the novel he goes through the most amazing character development, and at the end he's really lovable and he's completely changed, and I found that really, really heartwarming and positive. So in short, cozy really is the best way to describe this book. Would highly recommend The Inn at the Inn at the Foot of Mount Vengeance. That's it. These were the 4/5 books that I've read in February. I would love for you to let me know in the comments whether 1, you've read any of these books, or 2, whether you're planning to add any of them to your TBR. Thank you so much for watching, thank you for being here, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye bye!